Assalamu alaikum, respected brothers and sisters. Welcome to our channel today. We'll delve into the Muslim call to prayer was heard in the Kaaba, and two prayers in Mecca were performed with the Imam and the Azan present. This is considered a miracle. The door of the Kaaba was open, but nothing was visible inside. Instead, Muslims who were present were seen recording the prayer that was being performed by angels and jinns. A video that's been going around on social media purports to show that the door of the Kaaba opened on its own. There is no other location on earth that's considered to be as sacred, revered, or essential to as many people as Mecca. This valley in the Hijaz region of Arabia is widely considered to be the most revered location on the entire planet, and for good reason. The Holy Kaaba, which is located at the heart of the Haram sanctuary, is encircled by thousands of worshippers around the clock. Over 1 billion people see it 5 times a day, and images of it may be found adorning the walls of millions of houses. The Kaaba is the most important building in all of Mecca. The edifice that looks like a cube and is cloaked in darkness and a certain amount of mystery sits at the center of the most famous piece of the real estate in the annals of the human civilization. The Kaaba that was built by the Prophet Abraham and Ismail was not exactly the same as the Kaaba that we see today. In the past, following both natural and man-made disasters, it has on occasion been necessary to reconstruct it. Before the Prophet was ordained as a prophet, there was a significant rebuilding that took place during his life. This is something that we're all aware of course. This is the occasion in which the Prophet prevented great bloodshed by quickly conceiving of a way to position the black stone using a fabric that any tribe could hoist up. As a result of his rapid thinking, there was no need for anyone to be killed. Since then, there has typically been one significant rebuilding project every few centuries on average. The most recent refurbishment that took place in 1996 and was very comprehensive resulted in the replacement of a good number of the stones, as well as the re-strengthening of the foundations and the installation of a new roof. As a result of the application of the modern construction techniques, the structure is currently in the process of undergoing what will hopefully be its final renovation for the many generations in the name of Allah. Do you want to know why Kaaba is so important? The Holy Kaaba, also known as the House of Allah, is an extremely significant building in the lives and sentiments of all Muslims. The holy building is seen as representation of unity as well as the supreme power that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to Islamic teachings. Before Islam, the Kaaba served as the focal point of worship for non-Islamic communities. Consequently, it was always crammed to the brim with idols and gods that had been left there by adherents of other faiths. It's related that after the revelation of Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to turn the Holy Kaaba into a site of worship for the Creator, the eternal and absolute Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This occurred when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam restored the Kaaba. The re-establishment of the Holy Kaaba not only brought an end to the practice of polytheism among people, but it also made it to the focal point of religious activity for adherents of Islam. In addition to serving as a place of refuge, the Holy Kaaba and Hajar Aswad, also known as the Black Stone, are visible reminders to the rest of the world that Muslims are united as one community. The Kaaba and the Black Stone are not objects of devotion for any Muslim. Instead, they maintain a unified stance and pray to Allah, who is known by his Arabic acronym, subhanallah wa ta'ala, SWT. In addition to this, the Qibla orientation is based on the Holy Kaaba, which means that Muslims all over the world face the Holy Kaaba when they pray 5 times a day. The origins of the Kaaba and its current configuration. In the time before Islam, the Kaaba served as a holy place. Abraham, who is referred to as Ibrahim in Islamic tradition, and Abraham's son Ismail are credited in Islamic belief with the construction of the Kaaba. According to the oral history, It was once a straightforward rectangular building with a roof. The Quraysh tribe, which dominated Mecca at the time, was responsible for the reconstruction of the pre-Islamic Kaaba around the year 608 CE. They did this by layering brickwork and wood in alternating layers. In order to guard the shrine from the potential attackers, as well as rising flood waters, an elevated entryway was constructed. In the year 620 CE, Muhammad was expelled from Mecca and had to flee to Yathrib, which is today known as Medina. When Muhammad went back to Mecca in 629 or 630 CE, the shrine quickly became the most important location for religious prayer and pilgrimage for Muslims. In the time before Islam, the Kaaba was used to store the black stone, as well as the statues of many pagan gods. It's said that following Muhammad's victorious return to Mecca, he removed all the idols from the Kaaba, returned the sanctuary to the monotheism that Abraham had established. Muslims hold the belief that the angel Jibreel presented Abraham with the black stone as a gift. The black stone is treasured by Muslims. In the year 632 CE, the year of Muhammad's death, he embarked on his final trip, and in doing so, he developed the rituals associated with pilgrimage. Prayer is at the center of all religious practice. There is no possibility of sanctification of the spirit if there is no act of prayer. A man who does not pray is sometimes mistakenly referred to as a man without a soul. If prayer were to disappear from the face of the earth, religion would perish along with it, since it's through prayer that man attains awareness of God, an altruistic love for his fellow man, and an internalized feeling of piety. Therefore, the first, highest, and most solemn manifestation of the religion is prayer. Prayer is also the most fundamental aspect of the religious practice. Explaining the fundamental nature of religion, which is that it's the manifestation of the man's communion with the Lord, can be done through the manner in which prayer is offered, as well as the words that are spoken during prayer. The act of prayer in Islam is intended to summarize the religion's tenets. The fact that Islamic prayer is accompanied by movements of the body is the very first thing that comes to mind when thinking about the practice. It gives the impression that Islam not only elevates a person's spirit to a higher spiritual plane, but also enlightens the physical body of a person with the consciousness of God. The belief in Allah as the one and the only true God is a central tenet of Islam. It emphasizes the concept of monotheism and highlights the importance of worshipping Allah alone. Belief in the oneness of Allah also has implications for the Islamic moral code and reflects Allah's attributes of mercy, kindness, and justice. The Islamic Declaration of Faith affirms this belief and is considered the most important pillar of Islam. That's it for today. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Ameen.